even know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Skye Squad, we are back in the building. Back in the building on this good Saturday. What's going on, y'all? I decided to just go live. Did I say Saturday, y'all? I don't even know what day it is. That's how out of it I am. This good Sunday afternoon live. Y'all, tap in. While we are waiting for our good people to come into the room. I gotta let y'all know about the trip to Cape Town that's coming up in April. Listen, still got time to go, still got time to make a deposit. If you've never been to Cape Town, you will definitely want to be on this trip. It is going to be luxury all the way, not even playing. We've got daily breakfast, 4-star luxury hotel accommodations, got your ground transfers, all of that good stuff. We're doing a luxury cruise, including lunch, signature cocktails. We're doing some real estate, an overview of real estate as well, in case people want to, invest in South Africa. I'm actually working with Cape Town Real Estate Group. They're going to be helping us go through the process of learning about getting citizenship, dual citizenship, permanent visas, retirement visas, all of that. We got all of that covered, doing all of the things, the safari, Table Mountain, everything you can think of. So tap into that. And if you've never been to South Africa before, listen, let me tell you something. Do not be afraid to get on a plane by yourself, okay? Because I will do it in a heartbeat and close my eyes and go to sleep, allow these people to serve me food, read a book, watch some movies, and have some me time, okay? And then meet me in South Africa, okay? All right, so with that being said, let's get this thing jumping on this good Sunday afternoon. First things first, hey y'all, how y'all doing in the chatterization? I see y'all. Look, we got VA in the building. Hold on. Let me pull up the news while I greet the folk, okay? I see you, Richmond, Virginia. Thank you so much for the prayers. I appreciate it. Y'all know I'm still going through, but we still gonna make it do what it do. Hey, keep me company while I chef up this chicken Alfredo. Go ahead and send me a plate, okay? Send me a good old plate. Okay, so I came across this post on the Neighborhood Talk, and I thought it would be good for conversation and preparation for tonight's Real Housewives of Potomac, because we're going to be, of course, covering Potomac tonight, well, tomorrow, and then, of course, Married to Medicine tomorrow. But both of those shows come on tonight. I actually need to dive into Traders, so I'm gonna watch that while I eat my dinner tonight. I'm gonna get into that. So if y'all have seen Traders, let me know in the chatterization. I feel like it's. I heard Robin comes to play. I heard Robin is coming to play on the Traders. That's what the tea on the streets is. And so I'm here. I said it back when. I said, we are going to see a Robin that has to stand on her own. And that is what we have been wanting all along. And I honestly think if she does what needs to be done on Traders, there may be a possibility that we could see her again as a full-time housewife. Probably a friend first and then maybe back full-time. I don't know, but I got to wait and see. If anybody has tapped into Traders yet, let me know in the chat and let me know what you think. Hey, are you in South Africa? I'm watching Traders. Let me know. Let me know if y'all watching. I tapped into the first episode, but I'm still partway through it, so I got to finish it, and I want to watch the other two as well. If I get a chance, I'll review it if y'all want. Oh, it's beautiful. It's good so far. Okay. All right, so let's get into the tea real quick. Oh, it says she is there. Okay. Oh, I hope she's doing what needs to be done. People think I dislike Robin because, she did block me on Instagram. But it's really not that I don't dislike Robin. I think that Robin could be an asset to the show if Robin stood on her own, right? I feel like for some reason Robin has always like succumbed to the shadow of Giselle. And people who are friends, and sometimes you will have a friend like that, right? Where one friend tends to be put out front a little bit more than the other friend, and so the other friend tends to seem like they're falling in that friend's shadow, such that we really never get to see them have a moment of disagreement. And we need to, and I think that would be a new flavor. They ain't gotta fall out, and it ain't gotta be Phaedra and Candy. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be Nene and Kim. Okay. Where is your scooter? It ain't gotta be all that, but at least shake things up a bit, right? All right. So let's get into the tea. So the neighborhood post reposted something that Wendy herself had shared that came from Everything Housewives. Now, the post says this. Now, this was somebody that either tweeted it out or it was on the threads. I don't know where it came from. My apologies to this person. But y'all go follow this person and Everything Housewives and the neighborhood talk. Anyway, it says Wendy has become the Real Housewife of Potomac. Karen been found guilty. Mia and Jacqueline giving TV. Ashley and Giselle renting men for storylines. TJ dragging Stacy. And Jazzy and Kay got more to prove. Wendy giving us gorgeous parties, expensive trips, and class. She's her. Now, let me know do y'all agree with, because I do believe, well, she is the only one that's technically married. No, Karen's married, but Karen ain't go to the reunion. So, and then she's, getting the help that she is wanting, right? She's doing the things. So, can we count? I guess we can still count her because she's still married. But in terms of, when you look at the technicality of the statement, Wendy does fit the bill. She does. She does. So, as much as I complain about Wendy and this 40th birthday, Wendy, I gotta say this, and I'm not saying this is not to discredit the other ladies, or does it mean that I completely agree with the rest of the assessment here, that everybody has an opinion, and that's fair, right? But Wendy has done what we like our housewives to do. Now, did she go overboard with the 40th? Yes, but I like a housewife that's kind of like, put the spotlight on me. She's given us extravagant events. She's hosted a trip. It's really been a relatively good season for Dr. Wendy. And when I look at who is making the waves outside of the show, Dr. Wendy is definitely, I think, one of the people who are best utilizing the platform. She's been on magazine covers that some really high profile individuals have done. She is still doing her political commentary. She still gets called to do that. So Housewives didn't really, nothing that's happened on Housewives has stopped her from, entering these other arenas. So, what do y'all think? Y'all let me know. Let me know in the chat what y'all think. I'm interested. Let's get to the main event of the hour. Okay. Let's get to the main event of the hour, y'all, because I got to be honest with y'all. I started not to review this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I was just like, for real, like, I was just, it was a, here's the thing. By the definition of an episode of a reality TV show, this episode technically had it all. I'm not going to lie to you. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 based on the actual mechanics of the episode alone, then I would give this episode a 10 out of 10. I really, really would. And I'm gonna leave it at that, because I think if you are looking for the maximum amount of drama, then you definitely got it last night. You definitely got it last night, right? Um, but I think that there were some disturbing elements of last night's episode that just really kind of got like, and I had to remind myself, I'm here to observe and not absorb. Okay. That is my role, right? I am the watcher. If you guys, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I am just the watcher. Okay. I'm here to observe, not absorb. However, comma.org, I couldn't help but be somewhat I could not help but be somewhat disturbed by Martell calling Latisha slow and Marsau making her sit there while this man disparages her. I felt for her. I'm not gonna, I did. I listen, say what you want. I know for a lot of people, all of this is fair game for a lot of viewers, right? I know it. And on any other show, this will be fair game as well, right? You know, because there have been accusations of cheating on Married to Medicine, right? Potomac, you know, all of the things. This is what we're seeing here. When I took a step back, I had to take a step back and realize what we're seeing here is really, there's not a lot of difference, but there is a lot of difference. The difference with those shows is I don't ever really feel like before the show, all of these people were like good friends like that. This is one of those argumentations where these people have known each other for years and years and years and years. And so if somebody has a mad day, then all those years and years and years and years and years of whatever has happened in 2015 is when they have mad day now, they just let it all out. Okay. Whether it's true or not, I have to say alleged because I won't dare. And apparently these things happen allegedly years upon years upon years upon ago. I really don't know. All I know is the man called his wife slow, and I was disturbed. Anyway, it's called It Don't Make Sense. Okay. Now it says Martell pops up at brunch, causing Tisha to flee to Marsau. Melody confronts Chris about his role in setting up Martell and Trisha, and Destiny hosts a party to relaunch her brand. Martell corners the Scotts to settle things, but they quickly go left. Okay, so let's just break it on down per scene. Okay. Can we do that? If we could do that, we can get through it. Okay. We're gonna push through. We're gonna push through it, y'all. We're gonna push through these waters. The first thing is this. First of all, I give props to, you know, especially I know for the ladies, you know, I think there's probably I'm not a woman, so I can't really comment on this, but I'm sure there's an element of getting dressed up to do a scene. You know what I'm saying? Getting hair done, getting makeup done. And so as Kimmy is invited over to Melody's house, because they haven't had a little Ponderosa in a while, and I'm happy to see that their little issue from episodes ago did not impact them, the two of them being able to have friendly dialogue with each other. And I will tell y'all, the other thing about this is I don't know where Kimmy was at the beginning of the season, but baby, back in April, Kimmy was sitting down. In this half of the season, Kimmy is activated. Kimmy is Sheree. Okay, Kimmy is Sheree and her shimmy Sheree in her way throughout the room, spilling all the tea. Kimmy is doing the reality TV work, baby. And I told y'all, somebody's got to do it. And the three OG ladies, they do it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think because they also know what makes this show work, they sometimes they realize it. Sometimes it'll be Melody, sometimes it's a Latisha, sometimes it's Kimmy. And I appreciate it because somebody got to make the wheels on the bus go round and round. So okay, without stuttering, okay, I'm gonna tell you what was said. And girl, this is what was said, and I ain't gonna stutter my way through it. We ain't gonna say nobody about nobody who stutter because she fabulous too. Okay. but Kimmy was doing her shimmy shimmy charade all around Huntsville. Okay, in these past couple of episodes. All right. So Mel, back to what I was saying earlier, shows as Kimmy shows up dolled up, Mel is fresh faced, baby. Let me tell you something. That's why I had to, and well, the screen grab, I mean, it speaks for itself, right? So I love that she just was like, I'm at home, baby. Let me give you robe chic, baby. Let me just, girl, I'm just coming casually to the door, fresh faced, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna eat while you spill the tea to me. Okay. Two things that we gotta talk about here. Okay. Now, first things first. Kim is like, girl, did you know that it was really Chris Fletcher who allegedly hooked up Martell and Latisha? And Melody is like, well, girl, tell me more. What's really the tea? So she get to talking about how Chris, jabberjawed his way through his explanation about it. I still ain't too clear on it, but it's fine. It don't matter. I won't dare. We're gonna get on Chris later because Chris did something that I was like, I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So Melody's like, well, oh, okay. Then Kimmy's like, well, girl, I also had a conversation with Latisha. She ain't too pleased with you. Okay, so apparently, Latisha didn't like that Melody was saying that, Marquez and Latisha was still in love with each other, right? Now, based on the dynamics, there does seem to be some residual. There's some residual energy there between Marquez and Latisha, such that when he is around, he is able to push her buttons. She is able to push his buttons. And for whatever reason, like this divorce is taking forever. And so, maybe that's why Ken is lashing out later on in the episode. And because I really couldn't figure out why. Anyway, so Melody's like, oh, she got beef with me? With me? She don't want it with me. Because I'll disinvite her from everything. Poof, gone. Oh, it's called is it a beat face? Yes. Okay, so we have this scene right here. Okay. Then I said, what in the setup was this? So Destiny meets Latisha out, and production honestly cannot even be bothered to give us a conversation between them before Martell comes stomping into the 90s into the brunch. Okay. And so I'm sitting here looking like, now, Destiny, I know you ain't surprised. I know you ain't surprised her like that. I am 99% sure somebody has sent Martell running over to that scene. The reason I say that is because Latisha would have been mad as HE double hockey sticks later at Destiny if she thought Destiny set that scene up. Okay. Now, I don't know also why I wouldn't have felt comfortable if I'm Martell going to talk to, well, he did say he thought Marsau was going to be there, but I still don't know. And to his, well, he did say he said he was invited by Destiny. Was that the case? Is that what he said? Maybe he did say that. Now I got to go back and rethink. Anyway, all I know is that the moment I saw it was just Latisha there, I would have turned right back around. But I'm sure Martell said, I'm going to get paid today. So I showed up. She left. I'm getting my paycheck. And I feel like that's what it was. Leaving the two. And because Latisha scoop up her brunch, throw it in her pocketbook. And she's like, I'm out of here. I'm running. And I'm running to my man. I don't see that scene. I didn't get a clip of that scene. But anyway, Latisha goes running to my man. She go running to her man, and he's like, "Good girl." And he's like, yes, you take yourself out of situations from which I can't protect you. So for me, I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, well, good. She left the scene. She did the right thing, according to him. I think she also did the right thing by not engaging in a conversation with him, because I don't know that he necessarily came to apologize to her. Based on what he said in his interview, it don't sound like he was going to do no type of apologizing. So it was probably best that she got up, she took her brunch and her purse and left, because I don't know where that situation would have gone. And I think, it's with security there. I don't know. So anyway, she runs to Marsau, who is working on a heist or something like that. And he says, "Good girl," pats her on the head. You did the right thing. I'm happy. I'm pleased. I is pleased with what you did, because I got to protect you at all costs. And I'm thinking to myself, where, when, okay. So anyway, I will say for me, I enjoyed this scene with Destiny. I feel like we got to see Destiny with her dad, and it really gave us some context as to her backstory on the show, for which I feel like it's been how many seasons, and we've never really gotten this level of context from the two of them, right? It's been seasons upon seasons upon seasons, and this is for one of the first times we're seeing it. So I just kind of feel like I wish that we had gotten to see something like this earlier with Destiny, because I really feel like some of her story has been so tied to some of the other things that have gone on the show, such that she doesn't almost have her own persona on the show. It's always lumped in with someone else's. And I just felt like this was a good scene that gives a more rounded view of who she is outside of that. But I also got another beef to pick with something in that is happening with production, because I feel like we see scenes with her and her man, Lance. I mean, I gotta reasonably assume that this is your man. Okay, I have to reasonably assume that this is your man now, right? This got to be your man. He picking you up, twirling you around in the room. Come on in the room. So it's a scene where Destiny is getting her Madani stuff set up, and I guess it's like in a storage type facility, right? So I'm assuming this is maybe where the overstock is. Okay, the overstock. This is the overstock room. Okay, and so Kimmy and Latisha both stop by, I guess, to see the space, that she's going to be housing her stuff in. And so Lance is there, and he is going to be, I guess, building some shelving for the space. Okay, this is great. This is fabulous. But are we going to ever get some type of can somebody ask Destiny directly, are you with this man? Lance, can we ask Lance to the camera, sit him in a chair and ask him? This is to me, this is crazy that we are getting Destiny Lance and we don't get no reaction about this, really not that much from Miss Nell. Like, how do they feel about that? How do Chris and Nell feel about this? How does Nell feel about this? What's the deal? Are they together or not together? It's just kind of like they like, la, la, la. We got more from Destiny, Sunny, and Moses, who ain't even a factor at this point in time because she's already with somebody. Anyway, so they toast to her, starting off small, but growing and growing and growing. And so then they move outside and they have a conversation about, Destiny is, for some reason, maybe she's, trying to win over her new future mother-in-law, potentially. I don't know. Miss Nell's, bachelorette party. But the question comes up, well, girl, is she going to invite Sunny? Destiny's like, nope. And Kimmy and Latisha are like, no, girl. Now, logistically speaking, this girl is technically casted on this show in some type of way, whether she friend of, acquaintance, somebody's girlfriend, friend of a friend of a friend. The girl keeps showing up. So you might as well extend the invite because Miss Nell is probably gonna want her there. Even Destiny's argument is she don't know that lady, but I guess Miss Nell is trying to say, well, listen, you can't tell me who to be friends with. So we'll get to that later. All right, we'll get to that later. There's some other conversation there, but I can't really recall much about it. All I know is that I wanted a further explanation of what the heck is going on with these two people who are hugged up right here. Okay. Now, this conversation right here, Lord have mercy. Woo! Baby, let me tell you something. Chris. Oh, Chris. Oh, Chris. Melody, having just found out that Chris was allegedly the one that had some level of involvement with initiating the introduction of Latisha to Martell. Although he claims, oh, I was just at the gym. He asked if there was any baddies, any Zeus baddies in the building. Are there any Zeus baddies in the building? Is it any baddies West Coast? Is it any baddies Caribbean in the house? And Chris was like, oh, I just so happened to see someone right here by the last name of XYZ. Oh, and then he says, this is what he says. Let me put the alleged badge up here. He says, then, oh, I say, well, example A of baddies, of Zeus baddie is here. Here is her last name, whatever Latisha's last name is. Oh, and then he alleges that Martell says, I will go to the Googler and I will look up her last name. Oh, I will find her Instagram. Oh, I will send you her Instagram. Oh, is this her Instagram? And Chris says, alleges, yes, that is her gram. So that's all that happened. And Melody's like, while she eating her popcorn. Okay. I think it was the eating of the popcorn for me that made this scene so hilarious. And it was something about that popcorn, won't it? And didn't it look good? And Chris just sitting there looking nervous Nelly. Okay. So instead of Chris sticking to the topic, Chris did not stick to the topic. Chris said, you know what I'm gonna do? Because Mel says, you know, I was advised, you know, that I should go speak to some elder women about how they should, you know, interact and what they should allow for their marriages. And apparently she imitates Martell and she said, well, you need to go talk to some elder men. He says, I did. She said, I did. He said, I did. And so she's like, so is you the elder, is you telling him because how to move based on what your past was? He says, well, that was a long time ago. Okay, and that's fair. That is fair because listen, you know, everybody's marriage is different, right? So it is what it is. That to me, those types of things are neither here nor there. It is really about if somebody does something like that, then how do you recover from it, or can you recover from it? Is that your boundary, right? And then if you recover from it, do they do it again? That be the issue, okay? That be the issue. Did you do it again and again and again and again? Did you learn your lesson? Or did you keep doing it? So apparently, Chris said, not me. You got me one time. And he said, no more. No. And so then he then says, instead of just, again, keeping the conversation focused on him, what he does is he says, you know, I'm not like Marsau and Maurice. I don't have the girls sign NDAs and non-disclosure agreements and such. And I was like, the F? What? Like, if Chris. See, and it was that he said it so fast. It was like if you blink, you would have missed hearing him say it. But I said, did you just he didn't throw them under the bus. He placed them on the ground on one of those bumps, a speed bump. Then he drove an 18-wheeler back and forth over top of both of them, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I said, well, dang. I mean, sheesh. So later on, oh, Chris, what in the world? We get to, I forgot to put the slide in about the Madani. My bad. Later on, we get to the Madani event. Okay, so just pretend like I'm everybody there except Melody, okay, and Sunny. Yeah, everybody there except Melody and Sunny. Okay, you know, Destiny comes in, she does her thing, gives her speech, thanks her dad. Then everybody disperses. The men go with the men, the ladies go with the ladies. But Martell does not get with the men until they didn't held him back for a minute, right? So then, the women have a conversation first, and I'm gonna get to them first because I forgot to put the photo in it. So just that was me. So anyway, the women get together, and Miss Nell, somebody I think somebody had already prepped her because she gets right to it, like Destiny. So I heard that you didn't want to invite Sunny to my bachelorette party, and I'm just here to let you know I want her there. Destiny's like, okay, say less. I now see you, okay, and I receive it. I want you to hear me now. I receive it. But now I see you. I see where I see you. We see each other. Okay. Um. I mean, here's the thing about that. I think that the truth is, I don't think that Miss Nell really knows Sunny like that. But I think that what Miss Nell is doing is the reality TV work. And that reality TV work is, if she's obviously filming as part of the group, then I'm going to invite her because I know that I want my event to be dramatic AF and I want it to be seen. Okay. And I really think that's what it is. I think that's really the bottom line of what that boils down to is I don't really know her, but you can't tell me who to invite to my event. And I think to a certain degree, that's fair. That's fair. The event is not for Destiny, right? The event is for Miss Nell. So it really is about who Miss Nell wants to be there. And when you are signing up to host an event for somebody, you really do have to acknowledge whoever they want there. Otherwise, backup audit. I would have been like, okay, fine, then girl, I ain't hosting this thing. If you want to be petty about it. But then, Destiny, of course, also probably realized let me go ahead and make that cash too. So bring this girl on. Fine. Can we talk about this scene right here with the men? Because I really don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I really don't know. The men are talking, they're talking to Ken. He pops off. He, for some reason, is enraged. It was giving rage. It was I don't know. It was giving rage. I don't know why. Somebody tell me why it was giving rage, but it was giving some type of rage about. And I think the context was supposed to be about people in the group maybe not being all the way out of their relationship before getting into a new one or something to that effect. So why is it an issue with Trish, which turns then into I got the sense that he was trying to tell the guys that he could leave at any point in time and be okay. He was just concerned about the kids. And it's like everybody at the table looking at you like, bro, like, what are you talking about? You are all in with this woman. We all know it. We all see it. What are you talking about? Yes, we are all looking at her crazy because she won't make no moves on getting this divorce. And we know that you're waiting in the wings. But at the end of the day, stop trying to make it seem like you ain't all that interested in her like that. It was just weird to me. I really didn't get it. Maybe and to Ken, sir, I'm sorry, but I just didn't. Maybe something was out of the context for me. But because it was out of the context, I really don't know what you was talking about, and I don't know why you was upset. And and everybody was looking at you crazy. So there was that. Okay. I did not say roid rage. I said one old rage. Okay. Please do not get I do not believe that man is on any type of enhancement. That is not what I was saying. Oh Lord, because I saw it in the comment. Mimi, you see, I gotta put it right here right now because I ain't say it, okay? I didn't say that. I said want to old rage. But I see how it could be left up to interpretation because the man is very muscular. Okay, so just we'll leave it at that. All right, so now, speaking of protecting wives, Martell walks upon uh Tisha and Marsau having a conversation. And so he saddles up to sit on down, and I kind of have to actually go back and say, well, why even have this conversation? Like, why like I in my mind when I now think about it, if the conversation was never to was the conversation to resolve, because I don't feel like the conversation was set for a resolution. I feel like the conversation was set for antagonizing. Okay. I mean, because otherwise, if I then fell out with you, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there was some type of I don't really know what the purpose of the conversation was, right? Because I just felt like there was when I really look back at it now, like there was never going to be any resolution here unless somebody said sorry, and I don't think Martell was going to apologize, and I don't think that Marsau was going to apologize. So I just was it a conversation just to antagonize each other? And if so, then why have Latisha be a part of it? Because I felt like Latisha at a one point in time said, "You know what? I'm going to leave," right? And I felt like that would have been the appropriate thing. Now, I do have a theory, and I'm going to get to that theory in a minute. But I feel like in for me, I would have been like, "Yes, my love." Oh. Oh, okay. I would have been like, "Babe, okay, I'm gonna need you to can you uh can you give me a would you mind getting me a Belvedere Club soda, three lemons, carcass out, Dorit style?" Um, let me talk to him real quick. Okay. But the conversation really just devolves into Martell essentially basically in his confessional and in his directly to them he's much more subtle but still stating his stance of we go way back and I know a lot about you. So why are you not having my back, or why are you saying anything about me at all? In his confessional, he says, yes, and I'm paraphrasing and alleging because whatever. He then says, yes, all about the ladies or whatever that they have shared together. Oh, but then he's like, but I went first. And so at this moment, I had a realization. I said, I think these two people might be trying. I feel like this feels like destruction. It feels a little like destruction, you know. And I had to say I also had to say to myself, well, self, these are conversations that are also happening on Married to Medicine and other shows. But then I also have to say to myself, no, nobody on Married to Medicine is saying we were sharing the people's. Well, okay, so then you do have some sharing that happened, way back when with the Jacqueline Mia of it all. But that's a little different because they're friends, so it's okay. I try to rational. I have a I I feel like yeah. So it's just it's yeah. So that happens, Then he basically says something to the effect of Latisha is slow for staying around in the relationship. And my wonder was this, and this is just me wondering. I don't know nothing, nothing about. I don't even care, to be honest with you, what has happened in the past because I feel like I'm tired of talking about it. But what I will say is this: if for say something had happened and Letitia does know and she decided to stay, she wouldn't be the first person in a relationship that has done that. Okay. Or in marriage. There have been plenty of people that are widely well known that have stayed and they have worked through their issues, similar to Chris and Nell. It proves that it can work, right? So the issue that I think, or the difference that I feel like what Martell, not what Marsau are insinuating, could be, I don't know. This is my theory, is that whatever has gone on, at the end of the day, I am still in my situation. You took things to a whole different level. Therefore, I am a better man than you will ever be. Again, I've had to try to, I'm trying to rationalize the conversation. But at the end of the day, I don't think that there are any winners or lose. I don't think that there are any winners in this situation, because I really feel like what I don't like is I don't like this space for the show, because I feel like now you just keep going lower and lower and lower with each other. Like, I'm watching these shows to be entertained. I want a good laugh. I want a little kiki. I want some tea. But I don't, and we look at what's happened on social media in the past couple of weeks with between, him and the Scotts. And it's like, I really want y'all to be in a different space and focus on something else, because to me, this just be feeling like it's just too much. It's too much for me, because I just feel like I don't like when I feel like people are trying to like destroy each other, like annihilate. Okay. And I don't want that for either one of them. I really don't. I don't. Now, if they want to be shady with each other, I think that they can definitely do that and shade each other down to the ground in so many different ways. But it just feels like I think the reason that for me it went further in my mind than I like was just that, I felt like Letitia, calling her slow, I just didn't really like that, because I think that, this is an educated woman. This is a mom. This is somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, somebody that's got, several degrees, has her own brokerage. Like, to say that she is slow, I mean, and I don't think that she is without street smart in some way, shape, or form. I think she's definitely grown and blossomed on this show, as everybody has grown and blossomed in many different ways. And so I don't like that aspect of it. I feel like that makes me uncomfortable. It just does, and I can't help it. So, so that's the episode, y'all. It was, I mean, so if you look at it as the sum of its parts, then it's a 10 out of 10 episode, right? Because it had a lot of drama, a lot happened in one episode. But there were some aspects that I did feel like went a little too far. And I think that I hope that they can steer the ship back to a place where we're not going there. That's what I think. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section down below. You know, this has been a favorite show of mine for a long time. So, again, when I talk about these shows, I like to see some fun stuff. I don't want to see them rip each other apart to shreds to the point where there's no coming back. Like, when it gets to that point, it just feels like, I mean, how am I supposed to have fun with y'all talking about it? Like, I like to crack up and have fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Again, we got our trips coming up. Oh, also, I forgot to put this on a thing earlier. Not that, this. We have Zanzibar coming up this September the 22nd to the 28th. You can get $300 off with code Richie Zanzibar. And I'm not gonna say anything else about that, but I will simply say I think you'll want to be there. And that's all I'll give you. So if you haven't ever been to Africa, if you'd like to go to Zanzibar, see what it's about, what it's all about. I've never actually been myself. Then make sure you guys hop on board. All links are in the description down below. So Cape Town, anything you want to know about the Cape Town Real Estate Group, that's down there in the description down below, as well as the Zanzibar trip as well. All of that's below. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Now that you've watched today's video, let's get into this group trip to Cape Town, South Africa. Yes, y'all, Skye Squad, we are hitting South Africa and we are hitting it hard. April 10th through the 17th of 2025. You can click the link in the description of this video to get more information and to reserve your spot. Now we're going to keep this intimate because we have a lot to do. We are going to be looking at real estate. We're going to be learning about retirement and permanent visas, dual citizenship, buying and purchasing land. We are going to be looking at it all because we want options in South Africa, baby. And listen, Cape Town is one of my favorite cities. So of course, we're going to be doing some of my favorite things. We are going to be hitting the wineries. We are going on a safari. We're going to Table Mountain. We're going to some of my favorite restaurants. Let me tell you, one of them is Gold Star, baby. If you know, you know. We're going to be meeting with some expats who have relocated from the United States to Cape Town as well. This is going to be a luxury experience, okay? So we're talking doing the absolute most. So if you've ever wanted to go to Cape Town, South Africa, but maybe you didn't have the group to go with, maybe you just didn't have the right people that wanted to go and experience it with you, this is an opportunity for you to come with us. Now, I only have about 10 to 12 spots available. Yes, because again, I'm trying to keep this thing intimate and I know that what type of experience I want it to be. So get in while you can, y'all. Trust me, in 2025, we are going to be needing all the options that we can get. And I am going to do my utmost to bring us the most that we can possibly get in and out of the country. So come with me to South Africa. The group trip is going to be lit April 10th through the 17th. Go ahead and click the link in this description of this video so that you can reserve your spot today. Cape Town, South Africa awaits.